Welcome back, I'm Larry. So now we're working on my 1990 Ford Ranger. And here's a look at the parts that we're going to be installing. So these are load carrier rear shocks, because I want to put these on to go with the trailer hitch that I recently installed. If you haven't checked that video out, go check that out. So we're going to put these on here. These are Gabriel brand. There's the part number for it if you want it. These did come off of Amazon, and there will be a link in the description if you're interested. But I will say this. I did not realize it until I started looking at these a little bit closer. They look pretty and all, right? They look like a nice quality shock. They look nice. But I did not realize, if you look right here, this cup is plastic. And I'm like, really? I did not realize. I was sitting here looking at it and just kind of messing around with it and expecting it. And I seen this. I was like, wait a minute. That's plastic. That's stupid. It's pathetic. So it probably will break eventually, but I'm gonna put it on here anyway because I already bought it. And it's got a lifetime warranty. So if it breaks, then I'll just swap it out or tell them to give my money back and I'll go buy something else. So I will actually leave a link in the description for a Monroe brand as well. And that's probably the brand that I would recommend over these. But I'll still leave a link in the description for these if you want these instead. So anyway, let's go and jump into it and get started. Okay, so just like anything that I do when I deal with suspension, I always like to know the before and after. So we're going to measure the ride height of this current status now before, and then after I install the shocks, we'll come back and I will measure them again and get the after measurement. So right now, we are sitting at 28 inches exactly from this edge of the lip right here. All right, so from under the truck, we have the spare tire here, which we will probably pull down just to make it easier. You don't have to pull it down, but we'll pull it down just to make it easier and give better angles, camera angles. So here's the driver's side shock, and then the other one is up there. What's really cool about these trucks is it's almost like the factory set them up for like making these things into hot rods in the future. They have staggered shocks, which was found on like the 60s Shelby Mustangs and stuff like that. Very cool, you know. It's better for handling. So I'll come down here and you can see this bottom bolt. You gotta take the nut off, pull the bolt out. It's like a traditional regular shock you would normally find. And then you come up here to the top one, and that is a nut. You pull the nut off, and there's like a stud welded to the side of the frame. And you just pull the shock off the stud, and then it's out. So to remove this spare tire, we got to remove this 1 3/4 inch bolt, and then it just pivots down and pull that out. One of the best and easiest spare tire carrier movers setup I've ever seen. Now that's out of our way. Okay, so we're gonna remove this bottom bolt. It is an 18 inch on both sides, the nut and the bolt itself. Now that's loose. Okay, so for this top bolt, it is a 21 millimeter. I don't have a 21 millimeter that big, So a 13/16 will fit it, it's just tight. And it slides off just like that. So now we get ready to install our pretty new shocks with red springs. So something that I noticed, these shocks that I took off this truck should be original to this truck. And if you notice this washer that I took off the top there, you would think that it would go against the bushing like this, and then the nut will go on this side, but it doesn't. You can even see the old wear pattern there and the old nut pattern. It actually goes out like this, and that's the way it's installed. Okay, so as it turns out, I did find a 21mm socket, so I can use that instead. And now my socket won't get stuck. We're not going to tighten this down yet. Just run it up a little bit. We won't leave this loose until we get the bottom mounted in place. Now this is the part where it could be a bit of a problem, but on this one it's not. That's good, because sometimes the holes won't line up on these because these are so long that it pushes the rear end down. You know, it's actually longer than the rear end will sag, and you got to pull the rear end or use pry bars or whatever to kind of pry this in there. This one actually fits perfectly. It actually needs to go up a little bit to line up, but not a big deal. So let me look here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how the holes almost line up? You pick up on the rear end just a little bit, it'll line right up. Sometimes the shock will be lower than the rear end and you have to actually pull the rear end down to line this up. But in this case, it's perfect, so that's good. Again, we're not going to tighten that down all the way yet because we want to put pressure on the rear end and pick the rear end up first. That way everything has its load on it and everything can settle, and then we'll tighten everything down. All right, so now with both sides installed, we can jack the rear end up and put pressure on it and then tighten everything down. I jacked up until the truck was off the jack stands, and now it's got full pressure on it. It don't matter which bolt you tighten first. You can do top or bottom. All right, the only thing left to do now is put the spare tire back. go. Oh man, that already looks so much better. I didn't really do a good side profile shot before, but if you remember before, the truck was almost level, almost, I swear almost, I think the back was almost lower than the front. But I think it was actually level. Now, you can see it has a rake to it. The back is definitely higher. That looks so good. I bet it's gonna ride so much better. So let's take a measurement of what we have now. We had 28 before. Now we have 29 and 5/8 to that lip. You can see right there to the edge of this lip, 29 and 5/8. So that means we have gained 1 and 5/8 of lift on the back. That's great. That's a lot. When you talk about ride height, 1 inch is a lot, and we got over 1.5 inches. We have 1 and 5/8. That is awesome. So like I said, this looks amazing, and I'm so pleased with it. Here's a look at it from the other side, which won't be any different, but that just, to me, that looks more like a truck now. Before it looked almost like a car. It looks more like a truck now. That's what I'm talking about. So just to see how it feels to me, I mean, I know you can't tell by watching, but I'm gonna go stand on the back of it, kind of jump up and down, just see if it feels any more sturdy than it did before, and you can see how much it drops. Oh yeah, that is nice right there. Like it barely moves. So that's nice. I really like that a lot. And yeah, that's beautiful. Obviously, I don't know how much it dropped. I can't measure it while I'm standing on it, but I can tell you right now it's a whole lot more stiffer than it was and more sturdy, and it feels so much better than it did before. So something I didn't think about is I measured it before I stood on it and compressed the shocks. Let's measure the ride height again now that I've stood on it and see if it dropped any or if it's still the same. Okay, so we did. Now we're sitting at more like 29 and 7/16. So it did drop a little bit once they settled and everything, which is kind of be expected. So still not bad. We've still gained 1 and 7/16 height, ride height. So that's not bad. Basically 1.5 inches. We've gained basically 1.5 inches of ride height. Okay, in case anybody's wondering, this is the shocks I took off. I don't know if these are original or not. They're called Reflex. Got NASCAR written on them, so they're probably actually aftermarket, but I don't know what Ford used in the 90s on their trucks. So, I mean, it could be original. I kind of doubt it now that I see that written on it, but who knows? Anybody that may know better can leave a comment down below and tell me what Ford put on their Rangers back in 1990. So, but anyway, nonetheless, there they are, in case you were wondering. All right, guys, well, that's all there is for this one. So, happy to have that done. Like I said, it looks great. I can't wait to go drive this thing and see how it rides, because before it was kind of bouncy. I'm going to see if it rides any better now. It'll definitely, when I hook my trailer or whatever to it, it'll definitely sit better now. So that'll be good. And I'm happy to have it done. The only thing is, I hate that top cup is plastic. The bottom cup mount is metal. The top one's plastic, and that one, I ain't gonna lie, kind of pissed me off. It made me almost want to ship them back and just get a refund and then just put the extra money to go order the Monroes. But I was like, I already got it. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna see how it does, see how it lasts. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just a Ranger. It ain't that heavy, so yeah, maybe it'll be okay. I'll try it for a while and see how it does, and if it gives me any problems, then I'll change it out. Then I'll return it it's got a lifetime warranty, so I can just return it for a refund and then go get the better Monroe shocks, which I actually kind of recommend. So, but anyway, overall install, easy, simple, nothing to it. Maybe give yourself 20 minutes, to jack it up, remove the old shocks, put the new ones on, and let it back down, and you're back on the road. So that's all there is for this one. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free. If you want to show a little bit extra support, you can now become a member for $1 a month. The link will also be in the description. Check that out if you're interested. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the drop box down below. And that's all there is for this one. So until next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Take care.